I thought it was a good, fun movie. I wish they told a different story.
Oh, I loved it. And seeing Bruce Boxleitner, I love Bruce Boxleitner. Great movie.
I think it was better than the original, but it was just okay. It was everything I wanted to see in a Tron sequel.
Was not looking forward to Tron at all. Like I liked the first one when I was a kid, but then I watched it again and I was like, it's really, really cheesy. But the first action sequence with the games was so badass that they had me, and then I started to go to sleep. So I don't really know if I liked it, but let's discuss.
I thought that it was all dazzle. The lights were great, the show was great, the action was great, everything was great about it. There's so much more they could have done, and that's the really thing that I don't like. It's wasted potential. That there was a better story to be told, or more interesting ways the characters could have interrelated. There was no, I'm a great computer programmer, that's how I made this world thing. It was just, this world magically came into existence, and I hate magic in a science fiction movie.
I agree with you on the story. I mean, the lights, the special effects, the lights. I thought there was something missing at the beginning when they were setting the story up. I was expecting a little bit more background on what happened, where they were now, going back.
I was expecting less background. I was expecting to jump right into, problem kid because his dad is gone, and kid gets sucked into the magical world, which I thought was great.
The story was the thing that was so missing for me in this film. I love the special effects. The special effects are great. The only thing that, the only part that was kind of off for me on the special effects was everybody knows what Bridges looks like back then. Yeah. So his skin was so smooth and his features were so polished.
Technology, man, that was freaking badass.
He was a program. He was a program.
I was okay with that for Clue, but I wasn't okay with that for.
Would you do it?
Right in the beginning.
And I was completely content with the story, only because this is everything I wanted in Tron. The original Tron, it actually, there's a lot more to the story than just computer and magic. It was actually about religion and philosophy, the original Tron. And they had a lot of that in the sequel. They had existentialism. It wasn't more so like religion or stuff like that. And I love the existentialistic elements that they had in the sequel, which satisfied me completely. And I'm glad it wasn't like all lights and,
In the original movie, when Flynn gets put on the game grid, he says these words: "Games, I play games better than anyone." And then when he's writing the light cycles in The Maze in the original, he's like, "Oh, I wrote this. Of course I know how to beat these guys." That part was missing here. And so when we get into the philosophy of Tron and the grid and all of that stuff, there's no moving the story along as to why they're there. It's the magic thing. Why are they there? It's magic.
It's a difference for me between a fantasy film and a science fiction film, and it's like I like science fiction. I don't like fantasy as much, and it didn't. There wasn't a concrete thing to hold on to as far as, okay, what is the philosophy? Who are these wonderful people that sprouted up, and how are they going to change the world once they go back out into? I didn't get that.
There were some missing links on some connect the dots that weren't there, and I totally agree with what you just said on that.
Well, as somebody who loved it.
Well, I will say that the ISO thing was missing. I would have liked to have seen more of that. I was absolutely shocked when they brought that out. I would have liked to have seen more story on the ISOs and what that was all about.
I think the story would have been much more powerful if Clue hadn't have been so evil. He was a little mustache twisty.
I see where you're saying. I see where you're coming from, but I think it worked for his evilness because he had such a passionate motivation, because he wanted perfection. He was so obsessed with it, and that was what Flynn had created him to be obsessed about. And Flynn didn't realize, that's what he was doing. And I think it worked for Clue.
I think that it was really awesome that whenever he's in trouble, chick shows up, super cool woman, jumps in, saves his ass, drives it better than any of the boys does, and then, hello, it was 13 from House. It took me a while to get that, and I was like, Look at her! No wonder she left house. Smart girl. And the guy, I actually thought he was going to annoy me by the previews. I thought I wasn't going to like the lead, but I actually ended up like really digging him.
Jeff Bridges' performance, I was worried about this because he was very true. I mean, there's a 20-year time span between when he played young himself and old himself, and he was very true to his character. I mean, he was using such words as radical and just pretty much acting like he was acting, 20 years ago.
One thing I loved was the music. Like when the games would start, and it was like this intense music.
When you're in the club and the guy with the white hair is saying turn it up and whatever, and you go to the musicians who do the music in the club, those are the guys that did the soundtrack. That's Daft Punk.
I love that scene where the sun was in the arcade room, and all of a sudden you hear the 80s music, and it was just consuming the world. It was just it was awesome. I loved it.
Well, I would see this movie, but I think you have to see it in the theater. I think on the small screen it will lose a lot.
It was a great film. Story a little off, but I would go and definitely go see it in IMAX.
I gave it a B-, C+. It's a good movie. It's not great. It's a fun night out.
This is what IMAX 3D was created for. 2 thumbs up.
If you're gonna see it, go see it in IMAX. I mean, fucking A. I mean, that's what it's made for. It's a beautiful film. Half the time I was like, I wish I was there so I could see the logistical nightmare it was to coordinate, post-production with production. But it lost me a little bit. It was a little boring towards the middle for me. It didn't really end strong, but those games are worth it. Go have fun.